Welcome back! We once again have learned about the treachery of Al-Hazred. And know that he was responsible for killing King Califim and Queen Alaria, which of course we already knew. And that he plans to kill Cassima as well, after the wedding. And this is something, obviously, that we cannot allow him to do. Speaking of Cassima, we heard some crying earlier. And I have a feeling I know who that belongs to.
Alexander hears the faint sound of a woman crying nearby.
Because there is no way for us to get into the upstairs hallways and speak to Casima through the door. We will have to do it via the chink in the wall here. That's actually kind of a better way, because we can see her through the chink, rather than just hearing her through the door. So let's hope I'm right, and she is indeed behind this wall.
Alexander peers through the chinks in the wall, trying to locate the source of the crying sounds. Alexander's palms begin to sweat and his heart to race. It's Casima. He's found her.
Psst! Princess Cassima!
What? Who's there?
It is I, Alexander. I'm here behind this wall.
My, how suave that sounds.
Quite.
Alexander? It really is you! Oh, I knew you were close by, but how did you get inside the castle walls?
It's a long story and not important now. You did get my ring.
Oh, yes. It has brought me such comfort, Alexander, to know you were close by and had not forgotten. But you shouldn't be here. You're only endangering yourself.
I'm afraid I'm not the only one in danger. Princess, be brave. I've heard such vileness today, such evil.
What is it?
Al-Hazred. He is not what he appears.
Oh, I've known that for years, Alexander. But with Mother and Father gone, I'm afraid there's no stopping him. But tell me of what evil you speak. I have been so afraid for my kingdom, not knowing what he plans.
The kingdom is in trouble, but the real threat at the moment is to your safety, Princess. Al-Hazred has such plans. You don't want to wed Al-Hazred, do you?
How can you ask? Of course not.
If you do not wish to marry him, Cassima, you shall not. I promise you. But we must get you out of here now. You are not safe.
But Abdul would tear the castle apart if I were to disappear from my room. You shall have to do what you can to delay his plans from your end.
I can't just leave you here.
Alexander, do not despair for me. I have been safe in this room for nearly 6 months now. Abdul can be in no hurry, whatever he plans. After all, I'm to be his bride, am I not? I have been planning too, you see. I believe I can escape. If I can only get a chance to lay my hands on a weapon, there might be an opportunity in the hustle of the wedding.
But I...
Shh, just a moment more, then you must go. Let us not waste time with words. Please, let me just look at you, dear Alexander.
Yes, we can actually look at her now. Thanks to this chink in the wall. The shoddy maintenance of this castle.
Alexander looks with longing at the fair Cassima. She's even more beautiful than he remembered.
She also has a much better voice than she did last time they met. And of course, she deserves to know about the letter we found in Alhazred's chamber. You get a slightly different cutscene here if you have not heard Alhazred writing the letter, which is why I went to do that first. And of course you don't get the opportunity to show this letter if you haven't found it yet. So it's a good thing we did.
I found this letter in the Wazir's bedroom. I think you should know what it says.
I can't believe it. I had my suspicions, but this confirms everything. Alexander, you must keep the letter. He might have a chance to show it to someone who can help you stop Alhazred. Just be careful.
And of course, Cassima is looking for a small weapon and hopes that she might get a chance to use it, for which we can give her the dagger from Lady Celeste, like we did in the short ending. Or maybe we could give her the scythe. I guess that's a bit big. Then again, Alexander manages to carry that scythe out without anyone seeing it, so why shouldn't Cassima be able to? No, I guess the dagger is easier. She can hide that in her clothes quite handily.
Here, take this dagger. It's not much, but it might come in handy.
Why, it's perfect. This is just the sort of thing I've been looking for. Thank you, Alexander. I'll keep it close and use it if I must.
Somehow I think she'll find a use for it. Uh-oh.
Oh no! Someone's coming!
The lock on Cassima's door rattles abruptly.
Alexander, hurry! Step away before they see you!
Alexander hears scuffling and a woman's brief cry from the other side of the wall. Then, silence.
Oh no! Cassima! Must have been Shamir, which means the wedding is about to start. Which means we'd better get a move on. But as long as we don't hear wedding music, we know we still have some time left. And there is one thing I wish to investigate. Namely, the door on the side wall of the castle here. And last time we saw this door, we noticed that it did not have a handle or any apparent way of opening it. But now we have overheard the guards say that they heard Alhazred talking to the door. So let's see if we can open it by the same means.
Since the door on the west wall has no visible knob or handle, Alexander decides to try to open it with his voice. He composes his words carefully.
The question is what to say. Well, we know the first part, Ali, because the guard overheard that, and we were fortunate enough to overhear the guard. However, it seems there's more to it than that. Well, the only other thing we've seen that the game was very explicit in showing us how to spell it, by showing it in text as well as speech, has been that phrase on the piece of paper. Zebu. Perhaps that is related here to this. Which sort of begs the question why Alhazred would keep half a passphrase in his room. Maybe he keeps the other half somewhere else in case he forgets. And didn't want to store them together in case somebody would find them, like, you know, us.
Listen, door. I would have you open. Ali Zebu.
It worked.
Now, did it work because we got the right password, or because Alexander tried to intimidate the door before saying the password? Not sure that particular bit really helped. And we have found, apparently, a room full of boxes. The treasury, if the guard dogs were to be believed.
Alexander is standing in the Castle of the Crown's treasure room. The soft-toned room seems very secure. Along the walls are trunks and caskets, probably full of the kingdom's treasure. In the middle of the room is a low table.
I guess this contains all the treasure then.
Those trunks probably contain the kingdom's treasure, once guarded so well and used so wisely by King Caliphim, now in the hands of that blackguard Alhazred.
I guess the treasury of Daventry is a lot smaller, considering we have a chest that is endlessly filled with gold, and after all, what more would you need?
Decorative shields and spears made of gold hang on the treasure room walls.
I guess they're purely decorative then, since that doesn't seem like they would be very useful in a fight.
A gracefully curled trumpet hangs on the wall. Graceful urns adorn the cool treasure room.
Can we get any of this stuff?
Alas, the trumpet won't bring these walls tumbling down, and thus is of little use to Alexander.
Nice reference.
Alexander doesn't need the gold shield and spears. Besides, the soft gold wouldn't stand up well in a real battle.
That's what I said.
Alexander has no wish to steal from the treasury of the land of the Green Isles. It might be under the Wazir's control now, but it still belongs to the people.
But there was something in here that the Vizier apparently really wanted to hide, because even the royal treasurer was no longer allowed in here. And something tells me that it might be under this sheet.
A small table graces the middle of the room. The table is covered by a velvet drapery. The initials AA are embroidered on the drapery.
AA? That must stand for Abdul Alhazred.
Or possibly Alcoholics Anonymous. Or the Automobile Association. You're jumping to conclusions there, Alexander. And we'll have to find out what's under the sheet in the next video.